Welcome to the next video of the sixth section, Drawing Irregular Lines and Supershapes. In the previous video, we've learned how to add top bar options for draw methods. In this video, we will learn how to add the feature to draw irregular or continuous free-flowing lines. We will also add the ability to draw a variety of interesting shapes on the drawing canvas as a reminder, all our buttons are linked to dynamically call functions defined in our tool_bar_functions tuple. Further, we can specify unique options for a given function by adding the string _options to the function name. Drawing irregular lines. To add the capability to draw irregular lines, we just need to define the method named draw_irregular_line. To specify options that appear in the top bar, we need to define the method named draw_irregular_line_options. We define the draw_irregular_line method as this code is similar to the code of draw_line, except that it adds an extra line which binds mouse-clicked motion to a new method that replaces the start xy coordinates with the end xy coordinates and again calls back the draw_irregular_line method, thereby drawing in a continuous manner. The options that show in the top bar are defined using this method. Now we can draw irregular lines on the canvas. However, since we've modified the mouse binding, all other methods will also start to draw in a continuous manner. We therefore need to rebind the buttons back to their original bindings. We do that by modifying on_tool_bar_button_clicked to call bind_mouse, which then restores the mouse binding to its original behavior. Drawing super shapes. We call these shapes super shapes because we can build many interesting shapes using a single mathematical formula called super formula. You can have a look at this link for more details on the formula. The super formula takes 5 input arguments, a, b, m, n1, n2, and n3. Varying these 5 arguments produces varied shapes found in nature, such as the shapes of shells, starfish, flowers, and more. We do not get into why or how this formula works. All we do is write a method that, given these 5 arguments, returns the coordinates for unique shapes. We then pass these coordinates to our create_polygon method to create these shapes on the canvas. The method that returns these points is defined as. This method uses a custom-defined float_range method, since Python's built-in range method does not allow for float step sizes. The float_range generator method is defined. Next, we define the draw_super_shape method, which creates a polygon with the calculated points. Now, we want to provide a different set of 5 parameters to the super formula. We define a new file named supershapes.py with a dictionary named super_shapes with different shapes represented by a shape name and 5 parameters as highlighted here. We also define an attribute here. Next, we define combo box to let the user select from among the shapes defined previously, 6.07.py, and a method that sets the selected shape for the value of selected_super_shape. Finally, we define the draw_super_shapes_options that show all of the options we want to show in the top option bar. This concludes the iteration. You can now run 6.07.py and draw irregular lines as well as all of the super shapes that we have defined in the supershapes.py file. In fact, you can extend the super_shapes dictionary to add many more shapes simply by changing the values for the 5 parameters. You can also look at this site for values of parameters that create interesting shapes. Great! We've successfully learned about drawing irregular lines and super shapes. In the next video, we'll learn how to add functionality to the remaining buttons.